Hello, Virgo. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Star Spinner Tarot by Trungles. There is a website on the back of this. Where are they? Chroniclebooks.com. Right? It's there somewhere. Above my finger. So if you want to search that out, you can do that. Supportive Oracle Cards, Magical Spell Cards by Lucy Cavendish. Illustrated by Jesse Reisch. Reisch is R-E-I-S-C-H. It's a deck back from 2002 I found. And there's no website, but that's probably why, I guess. It wasn't as popular back then, I guess. I mean, it was around then. I don't remember. I'll just be honest. I don't remember how popular the internet was, but I'm thinking, wasn't it pretty popular around the turn of the century? Wasn't it? I don't know. Okay, we only have tarot cards on that side for some reason, which, that's fine. You also have two face-down cards that fell out while I was shuffling with the Oracle deck in the environment. So I guess we'll see what that actually means when we come to it. Okay. Starting off, you have a good card for you guys. Safe home protection for Virgo. Earth, Virgo. Home is where the heart is, obviously. Is there a heart there anywhere? Because I am getting heart. Home is where the heart is. That's where your comfort level is. That's where, like, if things are good at home, other things tend to go well as well. Tend. But that's like your main... It's almost like your house reflects how your life is. Why are we going down this road? So in other words, if you're very happy with your house and how things are or where you're living, the rest of your life seems to match it. If it seems out of place or you're not quite happy with it, the rest of your life seems to match that too. Especially for the earth signs, I think that really matches. I don't know why we're going down that road, but I'm getting like it all starts at home for you. I don't know why we're going there, but let's keep going. And there's a lot of energy coming towards you. A lot of good energy. This reading is valid when you come to it, but technically I'm recording it in the beginning of the year. And there's a lot of good things coming towards you. A lot of things that need to get done too. But that's not really going to hold you back. I mean, things got to get done. I almost feel like your response to that would be, yeah, things always have to get done. And I also see like a little rider onto that, and I usually have to do them. It's good. Things are good. I'm not getting a bad energy. I'm getting a very good energy to start. And the true love come to me here. It kind of makes me feel like they're saying this is where we're starting with. This is like your pitch pipe, your tuning fork. When this area is good, it bleeds off into other things. When this area goes sour, that bleeds into other things. They keep making a big deal about that, especially for Virgo. Earth signs. It seems really important that you're home base. Okay. So here's what comes in. Everything seems fine to start. 2 cards face down, 3 cards. Ooh, it was another one hidden. Isis inspiration, health, and creativity. I'm covering one of them. There we go. Well, it's funny. Creativity just flipped out of my hand, and I'm like... I feel like there's some other energy here. Somebody's doing what's best for them. That's definitely where this is starting. Somebody's doing what's best for them, what they feel they need to do. It's a general read, but I'm not going to judge it left or right in that sense. But like they feel, whether it is or not, that's subjective, I get. But they literally think they're doing what's best for them. It seems simple. We have 3 cards, but like the creativity coming in is kind of like they have a bunch of ideas. And this is something that's been coming for a while. This has been coming for a while too. And now it's just coming forward. And this is definitely going to shake up the situation for you. You're not getting bad cards, which I'm kind of shocked, only because I wouldn't say Virgo is one who likes people to shake things up on them. tell me what you're doing, tell me where we're going, give me some time to prepare. That's more Virgo in my opinion. But when this is coming forward, I feel like you've been waiting for this person to do something different. You weren't sure what they were going to do different, but you've been waiting for them to do something different. And they're coming in out of the blue here. It feels like to you, well, it's been a long time coming, but when I'm getting this coming out of the blue energy, it's kind of like I wasn't sure this was ever going to change. I'm getting that energy on your side. Like, it needed to happen. I was hoping something would change, but I wasn't really convinced it would ever. You didn't feel like it was guaranteed it was going to change. In a positive way, anyway. And now there's a good energy coming in, and I feel like, you know what? It needs to change. As long as it changes, I feel like that's why you're really actually having the success with the organization. Kind of like, it's not really containable, but it needs to change. And you're like, as long as it's changing, yes. Like, as long as it's changing. And you're organizing it on your side, how you're handling it. Kind of like, I can't control that energy. You know that right off the bat. You're not even going to try. You're just kind of like, yeah, I know I can't control that, but I can control how I handle it. I'm going to put my stuff in order. I'm going to deal with my side in a very connected. I know what I'm going to do and how I'm going to do it and when I'm going to do it. I got myself together. What that's doing, I'll just handle it as it comes. But at least it's doing something. I keep getting that too. At least it's doing something. So that's good. And I'll just kind of roll with it as I need to. Success is here though. And I'm getting like, this is very interesting to me. You're very happy with it because there's a change. And again, you didn't think that was guaranteed that was going to happen. The fact that it's happening at all, you're like, yes, yes, and I'm going to keep encouraging it. You're like, I'm not going to try to get it to go any way differently. The fact that it's actually moving, I'm just happy that it's moving. And I feel like you're also coming towards this like, yeah, if I try to finagle this in a more orderly fashion, it could just stop dead in its tracks. It's kind of like the car is moving. Don't mess with it. Just let it keep going. Wherever it's going to go, let it keep going. They got it moving. I don't want to, we try to do something a little differently, and it stalls. No, I'm going to let it go. And you're like very happy. You're very encouraging towards whoever this is. They get psychic protection. You're helping them. Like, you're showing that you're not. I don't feel like you're getting overly involved. Actually, you're just kind of like, I'm letting it go. I'm just not standing in the way. I'll support over to the side. Like, if you see this, I don't know why we're using a car analogy, but if the car's coming down the hill, and you're like, oh, there's gonna be a bump up there. Okay, let me see if I can get down there before the car and move the things out of the way, or put some signs up. Go this way, go that way. You try to move the obstacles out of the way. I feel like you're more like that. Like, I'll try to move some obstacles out of the way. I'll try to handle it that way, so that way when the car comes up to this, it doesn't have an issue and it can keep going, hopefully. But I don't see you directly, like, getting in this car, if that makes sense. It seems to work very well for you. You're very much loving this. The next phase is a face-down card. So it is... Oh my gosh, it's upside down. 8 of Pentacles reversed. Which is telling me, like, things are not going in any type of orderly fashion. I feel like things are not in order. I don't think you care. Again, it's doing something. Like, the 8 of Pentacles is kind of making me feel like there's no more waiting. We're doing what we're doing, and what's happening now is happening now. I don't feel like there's a plan. I just feel like we're moving and we're doing what we can. And as long as it's going, we're going to keep going with it. Like, I feel this reverse of, like, earth energy, because Pentacles are earth. Like, this is not about structure or longevity or sticking to any type of plan. I don't know if you realize this. I don't think you really are getting too in depth with it. It's kind of like, yeah, I don't know how far that's going to make it, but I'll support it where I can, how I can, without getting in the way. And I'm getting the Magician here with this 8 of Pentacles reversed. There's very random decisions being made. But somebody's moving forward, they're changing this, they're changing that. For some reason, you're okay with it. Again, though, I'm getting it's kind of like, yeah, well, it's changing. It needs to change. I also kind of feel you're like loving that things are really. It's kind of like the house. It's like the house that goes with that car. It's been beat up. It needs to be fixed, and somebody's doing random things. They're fixing random things. It's kind of like you might look at this kind of like, well, I don't know. I mean, we work on the motor first, but okay, fix the taillights, I guess. Well, they're doing the tires too. That's smart. Yeah, but like the engine, like if we don't have an engine, we don't have a car. Like we know that, right? Okay. No, they're gonna do what they're gonna do. Let them do it. And I feel like you're kind of going that way, kind of like, well, probably they need the engine. It's the most important part, right? The engine don't work. We don't have a car. No, okay, do what you gotta do. But I see like there's a house that it feels like a house energy matches this, and there's also random things being fixed there. The energy does seem to keep the situation going. Instead of going for the Mount Everest of issues, it's kind of like, well, I can't do that right now, but I can do these things. And they're doing what they can. So it's kind of like I can't do the big ticket items, whatever that means. But I can do these smaller things. And that's what they're going with. And it's kind of random. You're happy. You're like, yeah, I'm seeing improvement. Yeah, I'm liking what I'm seeing. You are staying in contact. I do feel that at this point, it's down the road a ways. You're kind of like, yeah, well, the end. I mean, you've done good with the tires. You've done good with the taillight. You want to look into the engine? You don't? Okay, then you don't. Okay. I don't feel like you're pushing it. You're just kind of like throwing it out there. Like, probably should look at the engine. No? Okay. Yeah. It's kind of like with the house. Kind of like, okay, we're fixing this. We're fixing that. Yeah, there's that crack in the basement. We should, like where water comes up sometimes. No? Okay. And then you're like, okay, they're not going to do that, so I'm going to work around it. Especially the basement thing. Like, the home seems to be more like, all right, well, I'm not going to just leave all this crap down here to get ruined. I just won't use the basement for storage. And you kind of, like, clear out at least that area. That's, again, like, they don't want to deal with it. You're like, all right, well, how can I make this work to my advantage? Like a crack in the basement, okay. I'm going to move things away from that area that I can, or I'm going to plan just in case that water comes in again. I'm going to be ready for it and move things away from it. Put things up on shelves, put them in plastic bins maybe so they can't get wet. The car thing, it's kind of like, okay, they're not going to do the motor. All right. So it's almost like, all right, I'm just going to research a little bit. I feel like this is Virgo all the way. I'm going to just have backup plans for that. Like, how much would an Uber cost? Who would be around that might be able to take us places or pick one of us up if we need that? You're just kind of like, we could do Uber service. We could do this. I have this option. I guess technically over in this one, we could take the bus if I needed to. Okay, if I need to. And I feel like that's how you're handling those type of situations. Like, I'm going to work around it. I'm going to plan for it just in case. But again, you're very happy with this Lover's card. Like, I'm seeing improvement. I'm seeing change. And it's going well. Where this actually is leading to, I do get like a very big energy of healing here. Literally the healing card, right? So if we're going to use these two analogies, I feel like you're going to have to be the one that kind of pushes certain things forward. It's going to take you a while before you really feel that's necessary. I get that. It's you got to do what you think is right. Definitely. But for example, if we're going to use, like, we got two things going, the car and the house, right? It's almost like the car I really don't want to deal with. But then you're like, all right, so both of these are money connections, definitely. The car versus the basement, like, we really do need to be able to drive places. And like the basement is annoying. It does need to be fixed and assessed, but which one is more important to you at the moment? Like, if we don't have a car versus if the crack in the basement gets a little worse, like, which is going to be worse? And you're like, oh, yeah, but I don't know. And you're kind of like, I feel like you're going to have both assessed, because it's kind of like, I'm not sure, and I need people to assess these. So you're going to go ahead at some point with this Ace of Swords and kind of like just have it assessed. Like, how bad is this motor? Like, where is this going? Also, having somebody come in, how bad is the basement and where is that problem going? What do I need to know? Where are things heading? And you might get a couple people to tell you, that seems smart. I don't see why that's bad. That's where you're heading for. Because I feel like what's going to happen is you're going to help assess which one is worse and which one really needs attention. And then you're going to kind of center your effort that way. And then the Ace of Swords is kind of like you're going to kind of move things forward as necessary. All right, maybe it was the car. The motor's worse. We really do need to get that fixed because that's going to be a big problem. So let's decide, are we going to sell it? Are we going to, fix it? Is there a way, is it not as bad as I thought and there's just ways to work around it? We just need to take care of it better. You are going to start kind of pushing forward a little bit more. I feel like what they're saying, I feel like this whole reading is like, they're trying to prepare you, like, the next level is definitely going to be something that you're going to need to kind of push forward a little more. On your own terms, but like again, like you have these two different things, all right? They don't want to deal with the motor directly. They don't want to deal with the basement directly. When you realize that, it's kind of like, all right, I'm just assessing, I'm going to get somebody's opinion. So how you do that, like maybe, you're just taking the car for a ride yourself one of these days, and you're like, I'm going to stop at this garage and see if they can tell me what they're seeing with that, what they think's going on with that. Or I'll make an appointment and I'll just drop it off and let them just kind of go through it and tell me what they're finding. Same thing with the house. Like, all right, the other person doesn't want to deal with it. I need to deal with it. And these are obviously analogies, but all right, I'm gonna do the legwork. I'm gonna find a couple people to come in, look at it, tell me what they're thinking, tell me what they think needs to be done, and give me kind of an estimate on what that's going to be. But I think they're trying to just set you up to realize this next level, that part of it, assessing the situation, that's going to be up to you for this to not get worse. So it's not like you have to, I'll give you that. But if you don't want this to get worse, they're saying at some point you're going to have time to get used to it. You don't have to do that today. But it's kind of like as you're moving forward and you're seeing these changes and you're realizing, okay, they're doing the little things but not the big thing. They won't deal with that. Now you have to assess and gather information. Once you have that information, then it's going to be time to be like, well, once you have the information, you're going to know what you need to do with it, is what I'm getting. How bad it is, what needs to happen with it, what you need to connect with this other person with. You're going to know what you need to do, and then it's just about doing it. That's what I'm getting. All right. I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.